Alright, Cryptids, what is going on? It is me, Mississippi Gonzo Grunge, aka Rip Red Corn, and today we're going to be we're going to be looking at the Gallivanter Baller, which we all know is based off of a Land Rover. Well, this is also a part of the Off-Road Review collections, because I'm reviewing every baller ever made for the game. So we're going to start off with the two base OG vehicles, plus extra. Now, I did review both of them back on my old channel, but I never got to review the newer ones. Now, if they'll be armor-plated, no. Not the armor-plated ones, no. Those handle just about the same. Well, they're... Woo! Yeah, that's the other thing, too, about the Baller. Well, about both of them, is that, they're both very great at off-roading. I also forgot that you don't gas this particular one, because, if you do, well... that's what will happen. You'll roll it. Or, you know, such as it is. But, let's keep going. Now, what I really like about this one is that you can really do just about any type of off-roading with this. You know, minus the more gnarlier stuff like the coastlines. This one will do just fine in handling whatever you throw at it. See? It goes up rock faces just fine. I mean, you can billy goat up some of the steepest parts of Mount Chiliad with this one. Same with the other one too, because they're both that great and they both handle about the same. Well, I should say performance-wise, they're about the same. Handling-wise, I would say this one handles a little bit better off-road compared to the other one, which I have dubbed Baller 2, and that's the more rounded nose. You know, it has more of a rounded look to it. But I will say this. I know I said it was based off of a Land Rover, or Range Rover if you're in the States. As for which model, I do not remember which one it was. But, you know, I can't say that Range Rovers are decent at off-roading, you know, minus the upkeep. Because those things are not cheap to keep, to keep running. They're not that cheap to keep running, I'll just say that. You know, it's like Land Rover, Jeep, and that one off-roader that Russia made. Because I heard that one was great. I know I had Russian subs that they knew about it. So they actually told me a great deal about it, is that, they were capable at off-roading, but they did have the tendency to break down. Such as it is. That's the other thing, too. It is all-wheel drive, so that is a plus. Would I worry about, backing up over stuff? Not really. That is me get out of the trees, you idiot. It will climb trees. But, this is a video game and not real life. Because if that was the case, well, this car would be upside down and like a pancake. Flatter than a flapjack, if you will. But, such as it is. And, of course, around the Wall of Doom, you don't have to take it slow. I would do a top 10 GTA, or, just a GTA video talking about, 10 hidden off-road vehicles. Vehicles you would not expect to be great at off-roading. This one was actually really great at off-roading. But then again, I was already playing around with the off-road stuff before most people were recording it. And even then, back then, people that were recording the off-road stuff, they were terrible. There was this one guy that he made a video called Bravado Bison Off-Roading with a Trailer, and he took it over to the Redwood Lights track. And he was using a Saddler, but he was calling it the Bison, and everyone was telling him that. He's like, no, it's not. And it's like, yeah, he was part of that cringy car YouTuber movement that was going on back in the early part of the 2010s. Well, I say early, but it was like around 2013, 2014. That cringeworthy car nonsense where everybody was just drifting and yelling out, power! Because of Jeremy Clarkson. Granted, I have nothing against Jeremy Clarkson, but his fans, they're cringe. Like just that sort of nonsense. But yes, other than that, this will climb hills and anything else you throw at it, deep water and all that sort of jive. And like I said, they'll see, you know, like rock faces like this and go, power! And make it up. Oh yeah, there is something else I do remember. It's the traction. Do watch your traction. I say that because A, if the traction comes out from under you, she will slide. See? Just like that, she'll slide. I better hit the brakes. Yep, I'm going down the hill. No, I got it. I can save it. I can save it. I saved it. And I saved it. Well, I don't think it will climb back up. Yeah, I kind of messed up. But, you know, it's the off-road review. What did you expect? That's the one thing about it. It has halfway decent traction as long as you can keep it, you know, from going... You know, as long as you can keep your foot on the gas, it will go. See, there it goes. There she goes. Now that power's kicking in. But yes, the power will absolutely kick in when it needs to. So you do have that. You know, when the power needs to kick in, it will kick in. I thought I wasn't going to be able to save it, but I did. But also, it's great at cruising down this dirt road. I don't even have my hand on the gas. I don't have my finger on the throttle, the RT, the right trigger. Yes, I use a controller to do the reviews because A, some games just work better with controllers, even though I really don't care about using keyboards or controllers. That's just a dumb argument. So, I will go ahead and cut to the next baller, which we will be jumping into that about now. So here I am back with the Baller 2, which is what I call this one compared to the first one. But we all know it is a Range Rover, as for which model I forget, because it was right in my head and then it just went right out, but still. But then again, most of this information can be found on the GTA Wiki, which I don't know what the issue with that site is and all its ad pop-ups, but you know, still. Now this one, I will say, compared to the first one, acceleration and speed-wise, they function about the same. Traction, this one has the better traction. But in terms of suspension, well, that would be the first one. Because I don't lower these by any means. I don't lower the suspension. I use stock suspension because if you're going to off-road in this game, stock suspension will get you out of most situations. And plus that, stock suspension's better. Don't lower it. Lowering the suspension does nothing for off-road vehicles, except make your problems worse. But you see, I barely had my finger on the gas, and it still got up and over stuff just fine. Such as it is. And that's the one thing about this particular off-roader that I will say is that, you know, both the Ballers in the SUV category, but they're absolute monsters at off-roading, you know, from a standpoint like that. Now, in terms of water, this one does better. The first one, it does great up until a certain point. I'll just say that. It does great in water up until a certain point, and then after that, it's like, forget it. Straight up, forget it. But, you know, I try to get into the nitty-gritty details. You know, nobody wants to sit around and wait for you to talk about all the technical specs. It's like, just get into the off-roading. Oh, no, yeah, also, this one has the better brake system compared to the first one. The first one, the brakes, not so lovely. And, you know, and plus that, the Ballers are all-wheel drive. There's no selectable 4x4 in this game, so you might as well say they're all-wheel drive. But there's some of these cars, they have very good granny low systems. And plus that, the Baller was just one of those vehicles me and Slate took all over the map. The Wall of Doom's going to be a fun one. Whew, that's a close one. Yeah, I don't go around that because I remember from my very first time I reviewed this years ago, it had some issue trying to get around that corner. So we avoid it. Multiple ways around the Wall of Doom. Each vehicle handles differently from the first. Oh, I hear the jet. Where's the jet? Ah, there's the jet. There's the jet. Getting close as always. And then right through here, nice and slow, up and over we go. But yes, functionality-wise, yeah, but if you want to know my perspective on getting an off-roader, if you're trying to choose between 1 and 2, well, I suggest get 1 because, you know, ride height. But if you want speed, then this one's it. Now, are you going to win races with the Baller? No, because there's faster SUVs out there. We got way more faster SUVs now. And something else I will point out is not to do that. Where's my fender? Oh, I lost the fender. Oh, there it is. It's over here on the ground. Wouldn't be wouldn't be one of my off-road videos if we didn't lose a body panel. But you know, holy hoo! Whew, that's a close one. Yep, there goes the traction. I don't want to go up that way. I want to go up this way. Thank you. I forgot about that drop-off being there. It's like, I'm going to give it all the gas. No, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Intrusive thoughts, that is a no-no. But I'll keep going. Now, in terms of the other ones, the other ball, because there's like another baller in this that it's, you know, you can get it with or without the armor. The only thing I'll say this is that if you want the armor plated one, go get it. But if not, oh well. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the next baller. But in terms of off-roading, the first one. But if you want like raw speed and power, then this is the one you need. Are you going to win races with this one? Probably not, because there's better performing ones out there. Better performing SUVs. But I do remember the old money method we had where we would go find these and sell them every 48 minutes because they were worth like $9 grand back on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. And then we would have like a garage where it was just nothing but one of these and we would go sell it. So it's like, you just made $90,000 in one go. Basically in 10 hours, because back then, you know, I worked night shift and Slade was in school. Well, Slade was still in high school, so, yeah. Yeah, such as it is, the good old days of GTA Online back on the PS3. You gotta love it. Oh, that cop, y'all see that? Officer! For shame! Police brutality on deer, everybody. Police brutality on deer. So let's just go ahead and jump to the next baller while I'll figure something out. So here you go. Alright, so here I am with the long wheelbase baller, which, you know, it's the LE baller long wheelbase, but, you know, baller 2 long wheelbase, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there is another variation to it that's armored. But, you know, they really don't perform... They really perform exactly the same, so I'm not going to review the armored one as a part of this. But we all know it's a long wheelbase. You know, a long wheelbase, you know, baller. That's what it is. But does it perform any differently? Well, yeah, the long wheelbase can come in handy at times. So there is that. Kind of a big plus and whatnot. Up nice and easy, up and over we go. Up. Yeah, well, we already found one little flaw with it. Up. Okay, we had a little bit of a lag spike for a moment because this is the legacy version of GTA 5, I should say. Yeah, it turns out I actually had one more baller I didn't know about, so I decided to go on ahead and review it. So, yeah. Yeah, one little flaw is that, the traction, for some reason, will kick out from under it. But even like the baller, it loves deep water. So it is kind of a big plus and whatnot. Nice and easy. Down and up and over we go. Yeah, that's the one thing about it. This thing can dance. But then again, it wouldn't be an off-road review if I wasn't driving flat out for nothing. Such as it is. But yeah, it's got some really good suspension work like all the other ballers. It's got them. For one, the Gallivanter baller is probably one of the best off-roaders in the SUVs class, next to the Dubsta. And even the Illusion, which I finally got around to actually reviewing. I might come back for that car if it's still there. But such as it is. Now we're about to find out if it can take the Wall of Doom. And it should. Yes, it does take the Wall of Doom. Another Wall of Doom. The Wall of Doom does not claim another victim, but instead it gets conquered. Which, believe me, the Wall of Doom, it's not an easy thing to get around. But yes, if you are well aware, this is the baller collection, as I am recording every baller in GTA and just putting them all in one big video. It's like, why? Well, that way I ain't got to record a bunch of videos for it. And there she goes. I made a mistake. But on dirt, you still have to watch it. I did not mean to do that. Yeah, on dirt, it slides. It does slide around well on dirt. Takes everything nice and smoothly. I'm trying to think. Is this a ultra rare variant? No, it is not. Yeah, there's some ultra rare variant people keep talking about that it's like, okay then. Yeah, that's the one thing about it. This particular the baller is just a real trooper all the way around. Regardless of your views on them it's the baller in general is just one hellacious trooper. It's great for all-around off-roading. It's great for role-play. It's great for testing out vehicle stunts that you want done. I mean, what more could you want from this? Well, I mean, there could be some other things, too. But, I don't see them at, they might add in an old-school baller. Like the original Land Rover Defenders, which I think that's what a lot of these vehicles are based on. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. It's actually got traction. It's all-wheel drive, so you don't have to worry about certain stuff. Nice and easy. Up and over we go. Sometimes you got to do the brake boost. The brake boost will come in handy. You think it would have climbed up that, but I think I can actually just skirt around the side. Or so I thought. Okay, I made a mistake. I made a very big mistake. Can I save it? Yes, I saved it. I ended up saving it. Go away, Franklin. You know, they should just give us an option where we could just hit circle or the B button and there it goes. You know, just hang the phone up. It's like, I don't want to hear you. But overall, this one gets an approval from me because, you know, the ballers in this game are by far some of the best off-roaders in game, and I just rolled it like Roscoe the Coltrane. And I am going to go on ahead and cut to the final. Well, I would say the final. I still got a bunch of other ballers to record. But yeah, let's just go on ahead and cut to the other baller while I'm rolling down the mountain. So, yeah, here you go. Yeah, kind of funny how I'm just reviewing different variations of the same vehicle. But, you know, it's an off-road review collection, so I tend to do all of them. So here's what we got. Like many of the other ballers that I have reviewed, yeah, this one has two different variations. There's this one, and then there's the one that's armor plated, which cost about 80,000 more. That one performs exactly the same as this one, so I'm not going to review it, just simply based on that matter that, you know, they handle the same. So there is that. But it does have the same great off-road prowess as the other ballers have. Rather it be the STD, the ST, and countless other ballers that have also come and gone. So, yeah. You know, plus that baller, you know, the Gallivanter baller has always been like one of my favorite SUVs to off-road. So there is that. You know, who's to say they'll make a baller classic? I had no clue what I just did there, but I saved it. That was by far one of the most... Can we stop flipping the truck, please? Thank you. Stop flipping the Land Rover like a dipstick. But yes. I will say this about the one that's armor plated. That one can kind of be a battering ram. If you so want to use it for that matter. But, you know, there's better armored vehicles out there. I got this one through... I don't remember... I want to say I bought this one. Or I won it through like a mystery prize or some other nonsense like that. I don't remember how I got this one. But yeah. But yeah, after the review's over said and done with, I will be reviewing my own special... Well, I wouldn't say special, I would just say, you know, like, which one's my favorite. So there is kind of like that. But yeah, this is actually one of the few SUVs I really do love to off-road, just simply because it's actually that good. Just the baller SUVs in general tend to be, like, some of the best SUVs for off-roading next to the Dubsta. And even the Cavalcade. Which I want to say I need to finish. I want to say, do I even have that as a part of a collection? I don't think I do. But yes, most of the off-road reviews I have, they're all collection vids. So there is that. And there she goes. But yeah, this one actually surprises me, even like when you take it like through like dirt and start moving it. Is that, you know, it can be quite a handful on dirt, but it can also be, you know, extremely useful. I did that on purpose, just to show that, you know, this one could take abuse. That's the one thing about the baller, is that the baller could always take some form of abuse. See? It's a battering ram, I mean, but if you get the armor-plated one, that one can really... just knock stuff out of the way. See? This one right here, just as bare bones and basic as it is, can still get it. But yeah, on dirt, it does slide around, but, you know, I don't expect this to handle like a Ferrari. Can you win races with it? Yes and no. So there is that. You know, off-road wise, I really do love the Ballers because they're some of my favorite SUVs to off-road. I've probably said that more times than I can count. But they're just so fun to take off-roading. And plus that, they are all-wheel drive. I need to find a new spot. That one's kind of ridiculous. I want to say this was... No, this is not the problem with it. Come on, get up that, please and thank you. That's the one con I actually had about this one, is that the torque and the traction don't match. But a decent run will get you up mostly anything. And I genuinely mean that. That's it, nice and easy. Yeah, there it is. That's one of the main problems that I had with it, was the torque didn't match. It's like, as great as this thing is on just like flat, solid ground, it tends to have a hell of a time trying to climb stuff. But I'm going to stop this right up here and say, okay, we're going to go on ahead and jump into the very next baller. So, here you go. Alright, so here we are with the Baller ST, which, by far one of my favorite ballers. So, yeah, I say it's one of my favorites. Because it's got some power behind it. I mean, this one, compared to all the other ones that I've reviewed, this one is by far... Would I say it's my favorite? Yeah, it's definitely up there with my personal favorites. That is a deer. Well, since it wants to be right there, I got cursed by the deer. Okay, was not expecting for that to happen, but whatever. Yeah. I would say that this one is like my favorite number 2, but yeah. Traction-wise, it has a little bit of issues. Much like the LE, this one does tend to have a little bit of problems. But what it lacks, it's got some speed. So there is that. It does have some speed and acceleration behind it. It sounds great. You know, it's got really good customization on up there with the STD. So that's always a good one. And yeah, you can roll it. Well, it wouldn't be an off-road review if I didn't at least roll one vehicle. So there is that. This one does have some very good customization to it, you know, especially in the livery department. It has really good ones. I just wish they would have given us paintable camo. But I'll take what I can get. That's the one thing about it. It's got the acceleration too. I mean, goodness gracious, it's got some acceleration to it. So there is that. Alright, come on, let's try it again. It ain't gonna climb that, so might as well go around. Here it is. So yeah, do watch it. This can't get out from under you. There is that. You do have to watch out for that. Because it can get out from under you. And around a wall of doom it went because, hey, it's a baller, and the ballers are really good off-roading. Balling off-roading. You know, that reminds me, I got to get up Slade and ask him, hey, we need to really be doing some off-road review, some off-road stuff in GTA, because why not? And there she goes. I am a total jackass at driving. So yeah, there is kind of, you know, stuff like that. Great suspension work. That's the one thing about it is that, you know, the ballers have always had some of the best suspension in it. But if you ask me which one had the better suspension, it was the first one. What I like to call Baller 1. Because that one has the best suspension of them all. I went way too high. I'm going to hit a rock. So what else does this do? Off-roading wise, well, I should say rally racing. I mean, if you get up to a certain speed, it has very little steering. But here's something else it can do. Battering ram. That's the one thing about it. This one and the LE are by far some of the best battering rams in this game. See, look at that. It just knocked a Bobcat out of the way. I'm going to come through right through here. Excuse me. Oh, hush. But anyway. So there is all kinds of stuff like this. And there she goes. So yeah, it's like little stuff like that that can really, you know, make or break you in the off-road review. You know, I don't know why I went silent for a moment. I do apologize. So yeah, go away, Franklin. So torque-wise, do hit it in the right spots or else it's not going to get up it. But you know, that's like with any off-roader in this game. And, you know, this one actually has some of the best torque compared to the other ones. Compared to what I call the more modern ballers. This one has some of the best... torque. It has some of the best torque and acceleration. I mean, even the STD, this one still has some of the better, you know, torque behind it. Handling department, it's, you know, it's halfway decent. You know, compared to the LE, I say the ST has better handling. But in terms of acceleration off the E-brake, it's this one right here that has it. I hit a deer, but that's beside the point. You're about to see what I mean by acceleration. See? It's got some hellacious acceleration. Oh, I just sent a deer. That was my mistake. I sent a deer. But yeah, this particular one tends to be like up in my top 3 for the ballers because, you know, Baller 1 is my favorite. You know, for nostalgia purposes and the fact it's actually one of the best all-around off-roaders due to its ride height, that alone sells me. So there is that. And something else this can do is actually climb up this. But I'm going to stop it right here. Yeah, right here is good. Right here is really good. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and cut it to the very final baller. So, here we go. Gallivanter Baller STD. Yes, funny enough, Rockstar humor in a nutshell. But if you're seeing this footage again on a collection review, hi, how you doing? But yes, the fairly newest baller that just came out. Well, I say just came out. It's fairly recent. This does have a Namitech. As we all know, they're all based off of a Land Rover. That's supposedly what Gallivanter is. You know, it's Land Rover. Now, come on, get out of the way. Oh, goodness. Okay, nothing happened. Nothing happened. But out of all the ballers, this one actually has speed to it. It's got a good amount of speed. But yeah, customization, it's fairly decent. And it's got a good amount of traction. And I did not mean to do that. Yeah, okay, note to self, be careful with the throttle. Be absolutely careful with the throttle. The deer are crackheads, but that's nothing new. Excuse me, Willy Bubba. But yeah, I figured I would, you know, get around to making more off-road reviews because I'm running slack yet again. But, you know, such as these things are. Ooh. Came close. Nice and easy. Easy does it. So, I mean, to be honest, this one's actually kind of taking me back. But, you know, then again, I am reviewing this for not only an individual review, but also for a collection. So there is that. You know, funny enough, it's got fairly decent brakes. And, you know, this is actually one of the few SUVs and off-roaders that actually performs very well on the street as well as it does on the dirt. Performs very well. Well, you know, speed-wise and all that, you know, I really haven't been in many public sessions as of late. I really need to start doing that again because, you know, content, because I like to keep daily stuff going. But, you know, such as it is. Up, 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 push it, push it. This one might be a little bit tricky to get across. I say a little bit tricky. Okay, so it made it across. With some vehicles, I really more worry about this spot, the Wall of Doom, mostly because of speed. Not really speed, but more ride height. But some cars do make it across just fine. Some of them, well, you see the end results. Excuse me. But yes, you know, such as it is. Nice and easy, up and over, and done. Through the deep water. You see, that's the other thing about it. This thing's got quite a bit of torque on the end of it. It's got acceleration, so there's that. See, that's what I mean. It's got the acceleration to it. And it will book. I think this actually is all-wheel drive. That was me hitting the e-brake. That's me Roscoe Cole training it. Close enough. Easy does it. Push it, push it. And through the valley we go. That's the one thing about it. It books. It will absolutely book it on dirt, but also on blacktop as well. I'm not really sure what else to say about this vehicle because it surprised me because this is my first time actually off-roading it. Because I want to say I got this for free, or I won it through the LS Car Meet. But, you know, I haven't been playing it lately because, you know, there hasn't been any vehicles that have really interested me, sort of say. I don't know, maybe some of y'all probably go through that too, where there's like, nah, I'm not going to do the car meet races. But that again, for me, it's always kind of hard to get into some races. Because, you know, nobody really wants to race, you know, and so be it. So there is that. Back up, back up, back up. Did not mean to go that way. I kind of wanted to go up this way. Oh, goodness. Where the hell am I going? Okay, I did not mean to do that. Okay, then. Okay, so mistakes were made. Mistakes were very made. You will not see any of that because, you know, that is the camp and there's naked people back there. Mostly dudes. And I don't want to get in trouble by showing body parts. This ain't the old days of YouTube where you could show that, but, you know, such as it is. Okay, I will say this. Do watch the throttle and how much you give it, because it will get out from under you, which is what happened to me. But it does absolutely, you know, get across this way. Funny enough, this is actually very fun to drive on dirt roads. You can tell it goes quick. It is a very quick car. Ooh, watch it, watch it. There she goes. There she goes. I'm just going to stop it right here before I really get myself in more of a mess. But other than that, if you're watching this on the individual review or in the collection video, please do shoot the like button with your skiddly if you enjoyed, and please do comment down below your favorite Gallivanter baller. And if you think we'll possibly get another, you know, a more updated baller when 6 comes out, but you know, whatever. I'm kind of looking forward to 6. I'm kind of not, but I am looking forward to the new Battlefield that's coming out, which I got to get some stuff set up with that because I really want to play it, especially the open demo that comes out. Which that reminds me, where the hell is Slade when you need him? Because me and him are going to go run those lobbies like we did back on the Battlefield 1. And if you remember the Battlefield 1 open beta and that video I did on that, hey, do comment on that too. If you're an OG fan, to those of you that are not, I feel kind of bad. I think I still have the original footage somewhere that I might upload. But other than that, do smash the subscribe button today and click the notification bell icon. I will be live streaming again. Just give me some time. Some stuff popped off. But other than that, y'all have a great day and a balling weekend. And remember, don't do anything stupid, such as driving Land Rovers like Roscoe Coltrane. So other than that, y'all take care.